Alright, let me set this record straight. Metro Boomin's Futuristic Summa, hosted by DJ Spins, is probably one of the chillest summer projects of 2025. There, I said it.
DJ Spins, bring that motherfucker back, man. You feel me?
Well, welcome to another episode of You Know What's Up on this Tuesday morning, 3 a.m. on a very rainy day in Hong Kong. I was actually going to do a reaction video of the Futuristic Summa project. However, after reading and hearing and watching a lot of disrespect or dislike of this album, I figure I want to talk about this in a different angle, from a different perspective. What I want to do tonight is to put some justice to the work that he has put through for this Futuristic Summa project. But first of all, before he launched the album, or before he launched the mixtape, he already did say that this was going to be a reminiscent of the early mid-2010s, right? Of the sound of Atlanta, and that's why he invited people like Waka Flocka Flame, T.I., Gucci Mane, and a couple of OGs, as well as those sound in during that era, to rap on this album. To me, I'm sure he has already calculated, I'll say risk, but in reality, I'm sure he knew that he was always going to get some nasty feedback from those who have been attuned to his sound for the last decade, right? A lot of the stuff that he did for the last decade had been booming, so to speak, right? I mean, going from the few projects he's had with Future, the Spider-Verse project, and a lot of his earlier sound, right? Now, to me, it's funny, right? Because he's a producer. He's allowed to create whatever sound he likes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and if people don't fuck with his shit, then why would those rappers wanted to jump onto the album and do their verses, right? And I'm sure they've got their own reputation as well too. You know what I'm saying? But if you listen to all the tracks through the double disc album or the double disc mixtape, you throw that into a beach party, house party, pool party, beach party, fucking 3 a.m. party, or 3 a.m. that I'm recording this right now. It's slit, And the sound, I mean, okay, fine, it's not a 2025 sound, but if you're jumping, bumping, and, dancing in the clubs or at the beach or the pool or whatnot, perfect. No, it's chill, it's relaxed. It's got all the vibes that you don't hear much these days anymore, you know what I'm saying? And to me, that's also given me another perspective into when it comes to listening to music, right? When you think about it from a flip mindset perspective, this is new to you, right? You're listening to this style that Metro has created for the first time, that you've heard from him doing as a producer, right? So if we can turn ourselves into thinking like that, of actually listening to something new, whether it's sound of the old or sound of the future or sound of the current, then it's new music. He felt there's no regional sound anymore. Everyone's on the internet, everyone's on social media, you listen, you copy, or what he's trying to say is he wanted to create or bring back the sound of what the South sound, whoever that's owning that region sound, to bulk it up again, to not make it sound so like everybody else. Now, he might have, but the only negative I've had with this is probably he could have promoted this ideology of thinking a little longer, or make it a little bit more substantial than just sort of loosely saying it over a couple of posts, ironically, on social media, right? What I'm saying is that he could have planted this idea in a lot more strategic manner, I know, because it's a pretty big deal, We're talking about telling everyone, saying, "Yo, get back to your root, get back to your thing, and just do that." Whether you're a rapper, producer, or whatever, right? But I think it's actually quite interesting or ironic as well too, because when you think about what Clips and Pharrell had just done with let God sort them out. And then you've got also what Tyler did with Don't Tap the Glass literally a few weeks ago. And also the sound coming back from the likes of Slick Rick. And what Metro has done as a producer, I think as a producer, he is actually the first one that has come out and said, look, let's just go back to where you're from and just bang and just churn out the motherfucking music that you like, right? Which is exactly what he's done, right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand where the hates are at. And reading through some of the comments, and I'm like, dude, you know, people, chill. It's music. You mean you either like it or you don't like it, but you don't fucking go and bitch about someone else's work, especially when it's a certain quality of work. No, he didn't just throw some trashy 2010 songs or things he did 10 years ago and just get Gucci Mane to rap over it, right? So he actually spent the time to create this sound that allow these rappers to come and work with him to build this mixtape. As an international listener like myself, who's been, you know, listening to hip-hop rap music for the last 30-odd years, this is actually something that I would love to see him perform going around the world with this sound, and something that doesn't sound like everybody else is doing at the moment, for fuck's sake, you know. And I was lucky enough to see him perform live in Complex Con Hong Kong late March this year, right? So, and it was dope that he was able to bang bangers after bangers with the future tracks, with the 21 tracks and all the stuff that he's been doing, and also with the weekends and Pet McCartney and all that, you know. For him to come and perform in Hong Kong for a crowd that has never seen him live for the first time, that was dope, man, fucking amazing. But if you tell me, as someone my age, if he suddenly turn it up or turn it into this Futuristic Summa sound, I would bump along just as fine, you know what I'm saying? And I think that just shows how diverse he is, you know. And for fuck's sake, he's only 31. Then if you tell me, as a 31-year-old, that are able to do the range of music that he has done for the last decade and a bit,
from the studio sessions back in the day,
I'll pay you nothing. Actually, nothing to offer you. But what I'm saying is, what he's done, I hope he's actually going to lead into more producer doing this and turning the things around a little bit as well too, you know. And again, mix up a little bit. You've got your international sound, you've got your regional sound, you've got your local sound, and that's what hip-hop is all about, right? It's always evolving in a different ways and manners, and he's just wanting to bring that perspective into our world. And to be honest, there are some the best tracks on the album as well too. Right? Let me just go through a couple, right? This one's called I Want It All. Metro Boomin and J Money. And then the fucking thing is, if you don't like it, turn it off and go listen to someone else. What the fuck going? WTF going? Metro Boomin and Young Bro. Now, Young Bro's been around in the scene for quite some time as well too, you know. And then this is another one with Young Bro and Gucci Mane. They want to have fun. All day, you know what I'm saying? Can't beat that. Another one. Sly. See, some of these sound is actually him bringing his current sound into the older world as well too. So he's not exactly doing everything. I think it's always going to be a mix of the current Metro and the younger Metro, and now also hosted by DJ Speaks as well. Right? So when you think about it, if you think of it that way, that's already creating a different sound already, you know. I love this one. The first track of these two, Drip Barbecue. This is with Quavo, Waka Flocka Flame, and J Money, and Metro himself. A barbecue track, man. I mean, what more do you want? This goes so well in an open space area concert. You know, it's like a festival sound. I mean, he's a producer, of course he knows how to get the beat going, man. No flat line, you know? Partying and drinking. If anything, you'll fall in love with the song titles already, you know? Now, again, slowing it down a little bit. This is the one with 21. Alright, enough fun from me. So this is it. I am standing by Metro with this project. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, not arguing with no one anymore, but see you next time. Until then, peace.